So Jack says they're currently working on the X1 XN distribution game mechanics, which include moon parties, which are 30-day auctions where you compete for XN allocation with your Zen burn records, ZenFT burns. You get XN based on the ZenFT's original power. We'll release the new testnet contract for the community to try it first. One-page explainer document to be released soon. So this is a bombshell. I mean, this is kind of out of nowhere. You know, everybody's has their heads in Zen blocks right now in validator land. We're all setting up our validators. You know, we're trading Zen and Zone, and then boom, moon parties. So the moon parties are a lot of people thought they were done. They weren't coming back. It was an old idea. Now they're actually coming back, but there's a new twist. It's something that I didn't really consider before. Is this idea of burn credits. So this is also a tweet direct from Jack. Whether you've had Zen burns before or you have them in the future, all burns are acceptable. So how does this work? So the Zen burns, this is the big news that's kind of blowing my mind. Every time Zen burn is burned on supported chains, it creates an immutable log entry, an event, linking an account address to the amount of Zen burned. During the regular course of operations, X1 Oracle will collect Zen burn records from all chains. These records will be deposited into a smart contract on the X1 network, creating a mapping of an account address to the burn amount. This mapping will be updated when the additional Zen is burned and when the Zen credit is used. So this kind of blew my mind. I really didn't consider it this type of way, where it's more like a credit system. Like, so when I say credit system, it's almost like a bank account. So when X1 launches, you're going to have a bank account of Zen burn credits. And then you'll be able to choose when you spend those credits in the lobby. Then the daily lobby happens, the moon party happens, and then at the end of the daily moon party, you get that the amount of the XN, or the end of the burn lobby. So I didn't really think about it like that before. That kind of changed my perspective on it. So basically, you're going to get an account up front with all the Zen you loaded up and burned, and you can essentially burn that all on the day one on the first lobby, and then you can go back and burn more Zen, and you get more credits. And you don't necessarily have to spend those credits right away. It kind of goes into an account. So if Zen's okay to burn one day, the lobby might not be good that day. So it kind of has this new game theory where it's like you can burn on good days, but then you can also spend in the lobby on other days. I didn't really think about it like that before. To me, it was just one action. It was just burning my Zen for X1 or XN. But now it's this whole credit system, and I think that's really bullish. I think that's really interesting. It's basically a mapping. You know, you'll have your credits. It'll say Zen burn credits. The mapping will be updated when additional Zen's burned. So if you burn some Zen, your credits go up, and then you can choose when to spend those credits in the lobby. Or when you use your credits, they obviously decrease, and then you can, you don't have to spend them all in one lobby. You can choose which lobby, if it's a good day, if it's a bad day. So it's interesting if you think about it. A lot of people will burn their Zen when the gas is low, because Zen will be cheap to make. It'll be cheap to burn. You know, I like to burn my Zen. If I notice Gwei is low, I might burn a little bit more in DBXen. You know, if Gwei's high that day, I might not burn at all because I don't want to spend, $20, $30 on a transaction. So on a day that is good to burn on Ethereum, it might not be a good day in the lobby because everybody's going to be burning Zen when they have their burn credits. So maybe, it's a different type of game theory. And Jack goes on to talk about it in this thread. I highly suggest you guys go through this thread and just kind of read. He's answering people's questions about the allocations. And there's a good chance that you might also have a question that someone else asked. So participating burners of Zen will have an option to boost their burns via buy and burn function the community voted for. And that's the other piece. So if you participate in burning Zen in the lobby, straight up Zen, it'll actually buy and burn Zen. So, I mean, that's just amazing. If so, Phantom, is it a fork of ETH, Sol, or BTC? We're forking everything and we're adding our own special sauce. I love it. As much Zen as I've burned in the past, I can still burn and convert it. You know, if something goes wrong, you know, say there is some kind of black swan, I can scoop up all the Zen I can and prepare to burn it for the future. You know, it's kind of, I'm starting to get in that mode again, where I feel like I need to hoard all the Zen I can so I can burn it and get these burn credits. So he also says the X1 testnet's running stable overnight with validators syncing up with the new Genesis file. Found a couple juicy bugs, hoping to find more. We're throwing all possible and impossible test cases at the chain to plan to make it more resilient. So that's good to see. If you click on the picture, you can see the, I guess you can't there, but we got the hash head number 8 validator. It's the green one right here. So just to tie it all together, I thought this was really cool. You know, Raj showing solidarity with the Zenians here. Thanks, Jack Levin. Now X1 can become the ultimate first principles of crypto chain. DBXen, one of the best portals for converting Zen to XN on all chains. Other surprises still to come from both builders and Zen crypto. First principles is the only way in crypto. And I agree, 1000%. Shout out to Roz. No questions there. And then that kind of leads us into the DBXen chain announcement. So this was big news earlier today. DBXen announced as they're closing in on the launch date for the Mastadon marketplace this Friday, February 9th. Here are the blockchains confirmed for the first launch attempt. So I like how they throw the word attempt in there very carefully. So they're going to attempt to launch on Friday the 9th on Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, and Binance Smart Chain, which I believe is now called BNB Chain. Just a couple of days left before we start the countdown together. Get ready. So super pumped about this. I'll probably participate on all 4 chains, to be honest, but I'm not sure how do I participate. Am I just going to list my ZenFTs and see if people buy them? Or am I going to go on a shopping spree and buy a bunch of ZenFTs? Like, I'm really excited to see the user interface and how the whole thing's going to work and what's going to happen. So let me see here. So in some more details about the DBXen, back in December, Roz stated that all transactions made on Mastodon will have a 3.5% buy and burn DBXen fee. So if you think about that, anytime someone buys an NFT, a ZenFT, or sells a ZenFT, 3.5% will go to the DBXen buy and burn. There's a buy and burn fee of DBXen on every transaction. So if there's volume on this marketplace, it's going to DBXen's going to go absolutely parabolic. It'll be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars if there's volume. If there's actually a 3.5% buy and burn that continues and $1 million of ZenFT volume comes in, which I'm curious what it was on OpenSea. Yeah, so the total volume was 2,000 ETH. So what's 2,000 ETH worth right now? Let's pick a random one. So that's $4.7 million worth of volume on OpenSea. Just to put it in perspective. So when I say $1 million, that sounds like a lot, but there was 4.7 million on OpenSea. So if this Mastodon marketplace launches and there's a decent amount of volume with this 3.5% buy and burn, that thing is going to go nuts. That is going to go absolutely parabolic, and there's no question. And then another thing that's buying and burning DBXen is Zenon. And Joseph posted this. Joseph from over, shout out to Zen.pub. Awesome utility, awesome tool for the Zen ecosystem. They got stats for Zen blocks, for Zen mints, for DBXen, for tracking Zen burn, links to all the things in the ecosystem. Shout out to Zen.pub. But earlier he posted that 2 days ago, ZenFT 6110, that's 3.38 billion Zen in it, got claimed using Xenon without ETH. So Xenon is a tool from the DBXen team that uses the gas station network on Ethereum that allows you to do gasless claims of ZenFTs. So this is actually getting used, and it's really amazing tech. So Xenon converted 1.1 billion Zen, $420, into 0.14 ETH for fees using 0.02 ETH as a buffer. So total cost, it cost them zero ETH to claim, $55 were deducted as a fee, and the user got 2.27 billion Zen, or $866. So it did cost them a little more than 1 billion Zen, but they got to claim it for free. So that's pretty awesome. So if you're in a hard spot and you don't have the money to claim a Zenturion in the middle of the bull run, you can use this service and it actually works. Okay, you can see the breakdown of the transaction. This is over on the ZenPub Twitter if you want to dive into it. But it's cool to see that it actually works. And then I thought this one was pretty cool as well. The screenshot of the Mastodon marketplace. So this was from about 2 weeks ago, it looks like. Mastodon marketplace will be here to help us DBXenians trade our NFTs, just like Zenify is here to help us bridge our assets from chain to chain. Not financial advice. Mastodon marketplace is not a rumor, so do not buy DBXen when it becomes news. Mastodon marketplace is the new brick in our ecosystem. Let's go. First principles. So this is pretty awesome. You can see there's basically these little filters. It has the different DBXen NFTs, and of course they'll have regular NFTs. And then hopefully in the future, they're gonna have the DBXen NFTs from Zenify. So it's becoming kind of a hub for Zenians to trade. And if you think about it, it's not just one chain. We're gonna be bringing in volume from ZenFTs on 12 different chains. And it's gonna be an amazing thing. Not just ZenFTs, DBXen NFTs as well. So hopefully those will get some traction. Anytime a transaction happens, it's going to buy and burn a small amount of DBXen. And the key there is it's not just burning it, it's buying and burning it. Roz with the final word. Depending on what currency we'll use to trade DB's NFT or ZenFTs on Mastodon Marketplace, the following will happen. And I don't know if this is still the case. This is actually an older tweet from November. But he says, if DBXen will be used, part of it will be burnt. If Zen will be used, part of it will be used to buy and burn DBXen. If native coins are used, ETH, Matic, etc., part of it will be used to buy and burn DBXen. So basically, it's all used to buy and burn DBXen. it's DBXen is going to get lit on fire, and it's going to get bought and burnt. And what else is interesting is they're coming up on the halving. When's the DBXen halving? That's pretty soon. Sorry, I've been kind of ignoring the chat here. Let me take a look. This is good news. Our moon party is the same as the auction. I don't have nothing to do. Can that come through? Man, I wish I had it set up. We're going to have to set something up, Crypto Profeta. I'd love to have you on. So I can burn ZenFTs without claim if it's still in progress mint. Yeah, CK. So with Xenon, you can burn ZenFTs without paying for the claim. It actually, basically what it does is it takes some of your Zen, sells it for ETH for you, and then they take a little bit of ETH and loan it to you, and then you have to pay it back with the Zen. So it sells some of the Zen for ETH to pay for your gas fees. And it does this with this utility called the gas station network, GSN. Xenon has limited lifetime when Zen can be minted. The DBXen having already happened on Matic. That's cool. That's cool. I know it's close. It might have happened on ETH. I have no idea. But I'm excited. This is exciting times for DBXen. I mean, this is shout out to them. Shout out to Roz. I mean, they're still building. A lot of people felt like DBXen was being fudded out. You know, it was went all the way up, pumped to $100 and then dumped to 30 cents or whatever. they're still building. The team's still going, and they're building to help the ecosystem. This isn't just a cash grab for them. You know, OpenSea took away ZenFT trading from us. They banned, you know, fuck OpenSea. They banned ZenFT trading and said, no, you guys aren't allowed to do that here. Since there's Zen inside, you know, it's not a real NFT. It's something else. So this is kind of us saying, fuck you, OpenSea. You know, the Zen ecosystem will build it ourselves. And shout out to Roz and Starfish Technologies, his team stepping up and building it, making it happen. So I hope they have a smooth launch on Friday. We'll definitely be doing a launch stream. We'll be testing it out. I'm really excited to see the interface, and that'll be coming on Friday.